Hello folks, and welcome to HiFi News, etc. And this time, as opposed to last time where there was no HiFi News, there's lots of HiFi News. In fact, I am sprinting through more than usual. Eight or nine. So we've got lots of HiFi News, but before that, trivia. In this week's trivia, we have a new theme. We're looking at American studies. And for the question, well, it begins in 1965. And in 1965, David Jones, as was, changed his name to David Bowie in honor of the famous American frontiersman Jim Bowie, who died at which famous battle? And again, in 1965, David Jones changed his name to David Bowie in honor of the famous American frontiersman Jim Bowie, who died at which famous battle? Have a little think. I'll give you the answer at the end of this video. In the meantime, HiFi News. And we'll begin with the company Como. Now, if you check out my website and search for the brand Como, you'll find a couple of news items going all the way back to 2015-16, something like that. And there's a more recent review, I think, from last year, I think. The company itself specialized in luggable radios, large combo units, a bit like Pure and Ruark. They were the competitors, really. So you found DAB and FM radios or DAB FM radios combined with streaming units, CD players in a luggable frame, as it were. Well, I'm afraid to say that Como, the company, is no more. And no surprise, COVID is to blame for supply issues that derived from that. They staggered on for a while, couldn't recover, and they have gone down. Now, if you fancy a Como product and you see items in the shops or online, get them while you can if you fancy grabbing one, because once they're gone, they're going to be gone. I will put a couple of links below just to see, well, rather just to show you what's available, what they look like, and the features and facilities. I'll put a review, a couple of news items, and that will give you some info to work with. Next up, JBL. And for JBL, I have 4 products, but 2 news items, both JBL. Firstly, 2 sets of speakers, the 4305P and the 4329P. Both of those speakers, you can buy them in white, or as JBL has it, the white edition. And that's basically it. These are powered speakers, there's hi-res streaming built in, and they're white. Prices for these things, well, the 4305P white edition is £2,099 or €2,500 or $2,400. Or the 4329P white edition, £3,499 or €3,999 or $4,500. The other pair of JBLs, well, you're looking at the L100 Classic Mark II and the L82 Classic Mark II. And the news item, it's the Mark II bit. Basically, Mark II editions of both of those speakers have been enhanced with JBL's performance package, and that includes an upgraded bass design that reduces distortion. The tweeter and mid-range drivers have also been treated to refinements. Additional upgrades include a change to the crossover design to provide dual inputs for use in bi-wiring applications, while new input terminal cups have dual sets of premium gold-plated binding post terminals. And it's all rather nice indeed. I will put links below if you want to find out more. But before we move on, you'll be wanting prices for those. And for the L82 Classic Mark II, you're looking at £1,999 or €2,250 or $2,400 per pair, of course. And also per pair, the L100 Classic Mark IIs, you're looking at £3,999 or €4,500 or $4,800. Next up, HiFi Rose. For HiFi Rose, the company, we have a new flagship network streaming transport called the RS130, the RS130. One of the enhancements for this model is a blockage of digital noise, lowering the noise floor, increasing the detail. And to do this, they have added fiber optic Ethernet and fiber USB transmission, also an OCXO clock. It includes the actual box, a front-mounted 15.4-inch LCD touchscreen, a dedicated SSD for audio caching. You also get coax, AES, EBU, optical, HDMI, and I2S outputs, and the price is £4,299. Next up, we're feeling a bit grim. Specifically, the Streamer DAC Phono Amp combo of the MU2. Now, apparently this thing is out next month. Not out yet. It's going to be either October 2023 or November, not too sure right now. But it does include an FPGA DAC chip. It also features a relay-based analog volume control, AES, SP-DIF and optical digital inputs, plus XLR and RCA inputs. Outputs, they include XLR and RCA along with headphones. Next up, well, not really hardware, more a podcast from Cambridge Audio. Available only on Spotify, or at least from what I can see anyway, is Cambridge Audio's podcast. Now, this is not exactly news, but you may have missed it, so I thought I'd stick it in here. It's been out a little while, and actually, well, I think there are, at the time of making this video, 16 episodes, and they're music-based, so interview-based. People like Chris Difford, Boy George, Eddie Pillar, Youth, Fatboy Slim, people like that. So, as I say, the content appears to be strictly music-based. Haven't seen any hi-fi integrated. I think they brought a music journalist in. He fronts the whole thing and, as I say, talks to music personalities, and then they rabbit on for a bit. It's worth a look. It looks interesting. What I'll do, I'll put a link for the podcast down in the comments. Check it out. Next, there is hardware from HiFi. Now, HiFi has released a new flagship headphone amplifier, which incorporates technology that was, well, thus far has normally been seen in the other rather expensive box, the Pro IESL. Now, you may remember that was aimed at electrostatic headphones. Well, the Phantom, you can have either. You can have your dynamics or your electrostatic in one box. It also, the Phantom that is, includes a preamp, so there's quite a few features here. There are two input stages. One is valve-based, but Class A, and the other is solid state, but also Class A. And you can switch between the two in real time. Now, the design is true differential balanced, so that means I'm pretty sure that each left and right channel is separated in the circuit. I think there's some noise cancelling to further lower the noise floor. Now, intriguingly, the iCan Phantom has two outputs for electrostatics. One is your normal 230 volts, and the other one can be variable, and it can bounce between 500 volts and 640 volts. Now, I don't need to tell you that if you pick the wrong voltage, you can damage your headphones and probably everything else in the room. However, it's possible that you can change these voltage settings with HiFi supplied cards, data cards, and these cards specify the different bias voltages, and they're supplied with the amp. So you simply select the card that matches the headphone's spec and you pop it in the card slot in the box, and there are cards for 500 volts, 540, 580, 600, 620 and 640 volts, each with a handy guide on the back showing which headphone brand is compatible with that voltage, which is very nice. And no surprise, you pay for all those features. And the price is £3,749. And finally, we have an update from Audio-Technica. Who has announced the re-emergence of the relaunched Soundburger. Now, the Soundburger was relaunched around about the time of Audio-Technica's 60th anniversary celebrations. Now, when Audio-Technica's birthday was sort of announced, there was quite a few limited edition bits and bobs released at the time. And the Soundburger was one of those. It appeared, I think, in red, and it sold out in about 5 minutes, and that was that. Done. Finished. Now, time has passed. There has been demand for the Soundburger. And just to remind you, the Soundburger is a luggable, not portable. I think Audio-Technica say it's a portable turntable. It ain't. It's a luggable turntable. And it's coming in black and white, and I think yellow, possibly red. I ain't sure. I have forgotten. It could be. I think there's 3 colours. So black, or is it maybe black, white and yellow? That could be it. Anyway, because I think the red is limited edition. That could be what it is. So yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, now you'll be able to buy your Soundburger, and there are 2 prices. No dollar price as yet. However, in pounds, a penny short of £200. For euros, 229. Again, I will put a link below. And that is your HiFi news. And what we're going to do, we're going to give you an answer for the trivia question. And the question once again is, in 1965, David Jones changed his name to David Bowie in honor of the famous American frontiersman, Jim Bowie, who died at which famous battle? And the answer is the Battle of the Alamo. And it was violence, actually. I don't know whether you know this, but it was violence that made Jim Bowie famous, because he killed a sheriff with a rather long knife, which has henceforth bore his name. Bowie was one of 200 defenders of the Alamo who were killed when the Mexican army took the old mission on the 6th of March, 1836. So now you know. Anyway, that's it, folks. Thanks for staying to the end of this particular video. I'll be back next month. No, I won't. I'll be back next week. That just shows you how knackered I feel right now. It's been a long day. Anyway, phew. It's very, very late in the it's late in the evening as I'm doing this. So when I finish this video, I'll probably fall asleep here. I don't think I'll be going anywhere else. So, but enough of my trials and tribulations. Hey, I'll be back next week. Same time, same place. And I hope to have your company. I'm wilting, as you can tell. Until then, folks, I hope to have your company, as I say. Did I say that? I think I did. Mine's gone blank. Until then, bye-bye for now.